Hi, Eric Wetherington here with New Heights Property Management. You know, people often come to us and ask this question, should I buy a condo or a townhome or a single-family home for my next investment property? And our response is, that depends. It depends a lot on your investment objectives, and it depends on the different properties that you're considering. So let's talk a little bit today about what are some things that you need to consider if you're considering buying a condo or a townhome or a single-family home. The most important thing to understand about the different available products and investment properties are how they compare to the current market that's going on around those properties and the greater market at large. For example, if you're looking at buying an investment condominium product, you need to understand what apartment complexes are doing in the immediate geography around that condo. Because if someone who's going to look to rent an apartment, they might also look to rent a condo. But if someone's looking at renting a condo, they're going to compare your condo rent rate and amenities with the other apartments in that area. So if you see that apartment communities in that area have pools and pet washing stations and car washing stations and all kinds of amenities, and they're offering $1,000 move-in incentives, it's going to be awful hard for you to rent your condo in that same local geography if you're not offering similar amenities and similar incentives. So certainly you want to take that into account. The other thing you have to take into account when buying a condo or a townhouse is HOA fees. There are going to be monthly fees, or regime fees that we call them here in South Carolina. There are going to be monthly regime fees that you have to pay as a result of being an owner of that condo or that townhouse. Now, those fees do come with some benefits, such as they typically provide for your insurance for the structure. They typically provide for maintenance and upkeep of common areas and some of those things. So that might reduce some of your other out-of-pocket expenses, but they certainly could eat into your monthly profits, and so you need to take those fees into account as well. Now, once you get into a single-family home product, of course, someone who's looking to rent a single-family home isn't going to be comparing apartment communities to that single-family home. And so that's a nice thing about owning a single-family home as a rental investment property, is you have the only competition you really have to worry about are other single-family homes and maybe some other townhomes that might be in that area. Because it is possible somebody who's looking for a single-family home might also consider renting a townhome depending on their particular needs. But certainly someone who's looking to rent a single-family home and feels that they want the amenities of a single-family home and the freedom of a single-family home, they're generally not going to look to rent a condo or look to rent an apartment to meet that need. So it's important to remember that people will look for apartments and they'll look for condominiums, but people who are looking for an apartment or a condo, they might settle for a townhouse, but generally not. But then a single-family home is way over here. People who are looking to rent a single-family home are not going to look to rent an apartment or generally look to rent a condo. So I hope that gives you some information about what things you need to consider if you're looking at buying your next investment property and whether you want to buy a condo, a townhouse, or a single-family home. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us here at New Heights Property Management. We'd be happy to help you in any way that we can.